Now let's load an existing file and see how it all works. Let's go to the equipment rack, file, load. There we go. Right, now you can see some of the new features in here. We've added a type column, which allows you to define the type. Each type is color coded. You can set the type and colors in the equipment type color in the settings menu, and you can edit these names yourself. Just call this one Fred, just for fun. And you can even change the colors by right clicking, which I won't do at the moment. Okay. When you build the list, you can enter it here, or you can click on a type and change it here. You can see this file was actually made on a different computer where the 500 series was called 500 rack. So I'll cancel that change. Okay, so we've got the colors here. Let's go to the paths, and here we have some paths. And you can see how this is now multicolored. The colors here follow the colors of the equipment in the rack. Before I leave, I've got one thing. This is the order in which things were entered, and then you can arrange them by type here, meaning that you don't have to enter all the types at in the same time, and you can switch back quite easily. That order is followed here in the file, so you can see the different settings on the palette. Okay, this is all quite convenient. Let's make, as this is a small screen, let's hide the help, widen the screen, and I wanted to show you one or two things in the path array. And we'll go to small in the settings because otherwise we won't see it. Okay, now if you're used to using a guitar pedal changing system, you might be quite used to setting things up like this, and then you can bypass, B for bypass, individual units, and that will enable it. So here you can see it's going out of the console into this one, bypassing these, going through that one, and out through that. We can bypass that one. We can this one, and then we can swap the two. We can swap with next. There we are, swapping next, and swap them round. But we can do other things here as well. For instance, you can, if you want to have them syncly, we can select them like this. Notice you can't have two things connected to one output. You can, however, have a stereo set up here and connect to different outputs. These will automatically switch off. So when I switch this one on, it'll switch that one off because it's going to the same output. If I was to change the output here to say 2, I can come from there and go that way, and they don't interact anymore. You can connect two outputs simply by adding another output to the end. Let's add 3 there. Notice as soon as I did that, it disabled the left-hand channel of this because that's on 3. So let's just change that to 7 for a moment. And now I can re-enable that one. So now we have console 1 going through here, going to 7. If we insert another unit in here, we can actually even add another unit here. So let's add something here. Let's radial 2, there we go. So now you're going out of console 1 into this unit to console 2, going out of this, coming also from the output this one, bypassing console 2 because you can't come through an output, going through to something else. You may never want to do this, of course. It's a little bit, but you can get the idea. Stereo, I can switch it back to monos, go back to stereo, and when it's in stereo, it switches in stereo. If I was to insert a unit here, it will try to insert two. If I set up a new path here, let's do this. Let's click here, choose console 6, say. I want to go out through console 6. I can choose anywhere along here, up to here. Let's say I want to go out to console 6 as well. And notice it's now linked straight through to console 6. And now you can put a unit in here. Let's put in the relay. There we are. And now you can enable it and disable. Right-clicking allows you to set up a name. Let's call this one, I like Fred. There we go. And you can type a description if you want to. Also allows you to clear the row, delete a row, insert a row. Okay. So let's try to insert a row when we're here. There we are. It's copied the name, but you can edit that. And I can also delete that row. Notice that when the cursor is over a box, the white line around the outside of the box indicates that you're in the right place. I can now delete paths. There we go. There it is. And you have 45 paths on here. Each path can have up to a number of devices. Enough. And you can disable everything by pressing the disable button. Now what does this do? Let's have a look. Let's put those in. Go to the matrix. And now you can see in the matrix what's happened. You can directly enter things in the matrix if you want to. The matrix stays in the same order as you entered them. So this is not reordered as you, unlike the paths and the equipment rack, this is not reordered. Now here you can see this is you can see these have no gain on the input, so they can't mute. These have, so they can mute, and you can see the gain here. I've got a 10 dB of gain and 14 dB of gain on the pedal input. It's normally -10. The others are normally +4. The outputs, unused outputs, are all muted, as you can see. The meter outputs, unless you connect something to them, they're labeled as meter. In fact, I've connected the pedal to meter 1, so that comes out as pedal. Here are the front panel outputs, and you can find them down here as well, separated. That's all. Bye for now.